WikiLeaks releasing its latest batch of hacked emails, which include a detailed memo from a Clinton confidant who works for the family's foundation, and he's discussing how he lined up consulting contracts and high-paying speeches for former President Bill Clinton after he left the White House. Joining us now to discuss all of this and more is Democratic Congressman and Clinton surrogate Joe Crowley. Congressman, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Allison. Great to be with you.
So these new emails that have been released, of course, they were stolen from John Podesta's email account, but basically what they show is that Doug Band is tasked with two different things. One is sort of amassing wealth for Bill Clinton, which is totally legit through paid speeches and fundraising for the Clinton Foundation and the Clinton Global Initiative. And some people feel that the fact that he's doing both and going to some of the same donors for both things is unseemly. What's your take on that?
Well, I think there's really nothing new here, though. I think that people understand that these emails, as you said before, were stolen by the Russians, being used to manipulate our system, our political system, our democracy. And in many respects, there's really nothing new here being found in terms of maybe the machinations behind the scenes of how this all gets put together. But people know that the Clintons have been engaged in speeches in the past and have been involved as well in their foundation.
But the fact that these things were tangled together through Doug Band, is that unseemly?
Well, look, I think what we do know is that the Clintons have led this foundation for many years, have done a lot of good around the world. Behind the scenes, I think it's just more gobbledygook for people to digest. It really doesn't really change anything at this point.
Well, I mean, one is a tax-exempt charity, and one is amassing personal wealth. Is it okay for those things to be combined?
I think at the end of the day, there's no news here. I think the fact that the President of the United States, former President of the United States, made speeches, continues to make speeches, it's not like it's shocking that a former president has become wealthy after their presidency ends. So there's, outside of Ulysses S. Grant, who at the end wrote a memoir in order to pay his family and pay back bills, it's really nothing new here at all.
But beyond it being new, you're okay with that? You're comfortable with that?
I'm comfortable knowing that Hillary Clinton will be the next president of the United States. That's what I'm uncomfortable about. The fear that I have is that Donald Trump might be elected in some ways. A kid from Queens. That scares me like nothing else.
One of the people who thought that there was something murky going on was Chelsea Clinton. And she wrote in this email that has been released, my father was told today of explicit examples at CGI, Clinton Global Initiative, of Doug Band, that of course is the head of them, who we're talking about, Teneo, his company, pushing for and receiving free memberships, and of multiple examples of Teneo hustling business at Clinton Global Initiative, and of people now having quit at CGI, presumably because of it. Ilya believes Hannah and Justin have taken significant sums of money from my parents personally, some in expenses, cars, etc., and others directly. So if there's nothing new or if there's nothing wrong, why is Chelsea Clinton concerned?
Well, look, again, as you started out this conversation, it's stolen emails. These are stolen inner thoughts of people, maybe suggestions or thoughts or ideas, the observations they're making that people do. And I think, you know, in many respects, it really doesn't, again, shed any new light on the fact the American voters are sick and tired of 60 months of talking about emails. What they want to talk about is the policy and how we're going to improve this country, not further investigations. They want to move forward and really improve the standing of America. And that's what the American voter is looking at.
Well, agreed, but they also are concerned about a rigged system. They are concerned about the rich getting richer through special deals. I mean, this is sort of the thing that drove people to Bernie Sanders and possibly to Donald Trump, in the fact that maybe there's special favors happening with the Clintons. They get things that regular people don't get. Does that worry you?
If people are worried about rich getting richer, I like Donald Trump. Donald Trump has been about making rich people like himself even richer at the expense of working men and women, not paying people, his contractors, paying them pennies on the dollar. When 3,000 people lose their jobs in a casino, he walks away. He doesn't care about their lives or their families' lives. He walks away, and then he takes a loss, and then for years on end, he doesn't pay any taxes. Those are the kind of shenanigans. That's the kind of machinations behind the scenes that the American people are sick and tired of, and they want to see a new direction. And Hillary Clinton is that new direction.
Are you worried that the connection between the Clinton Foundation and Bill Clinton's wealth and the State Department, when Hillary Clinton was there, is enough that it will give the Republicans ammunition. For instance, for the investigations that you're talking about, further commissions, further probes. Here's what Jason Chaffetz has said about all of this if Hillary Clinton were to be elected. He says in a statement, this is out yesterday, even before we get to day one, we've got 2 years worth of material already lined up. She has 4 years of history at the State Department, and it ain't good.
They're salivating. They can't wait. I mean, look, as I said before, nothing new here. More information to delve into and look at. But I think what the American people want us to do is move on. They want us to move forward and talk about the policy. I agree with Chris Collins, who just said he would prefer that we talk about policies and not this continuation of a witch hunt. You know, when Nancy Pelosi took control of the House of Representatives as Speaker, she was called upon to investigate then Bush and Vice President Cheney for leading us into an illegal war, lying to the American Congress. And she felt it was more important that we move forward and not put the American people through that. Unfortunately, our Republican colleagues have taken a different, an exact opposite approach. And it really has hurt our country and has hurt our standing in the world. That needs to end.